Oh dear.
Oh no, what a shame. What a shame. I'm sorry. This is karma, bitch.
Happy birthday, Meghan Markle. Are you surprised she's apparently already gotten snubbed?
Meghan Markle turned 45 and tried to make the internet believe she was having the most joyful, glamorous birthday imaginable. Buckingham Palace responded with the coldest gift possible. Complete silence. No official birthday message, no royal photograph, no carefully worded congratulations from King Charles, no public greeting from William and Catherine. The royal family did not criticize Meghan, mention Meghan, or even acknowledge that the Duchess of Sussex had reached a major birthday.
45th birthday, it went publicly unacknowledged by the royal family.
They simply carried on without her. And the more Meghan posted to prove that she was happy, loved, relaxed, and thriving in California, the more obvious that silence became. The birthday rollout had everything: balloons, a swimming pool jump, dancing in the kitchen, dogs wandering through the house, flowers from the garden, a dessert covered in products from her own company. Even as ever joined the celebration and praised the woman who created it.
Meghan Markle, the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes. I'm not sure it's always the gift that we want to keep on giving.
But instead of looking like a huge birthday triumph, the entire spectacle began to feel like Meghan was being forced to throw applause at herself, because the people connected to her royal title were refusing to do it publicly. This was meant to be a victory lap. It became another carefully produced image that collapsed the moment viewers looked beyond the frame.
Not acknowledge them in any capacity. That relationship simply isn't there anymore. They believe Meghan played a significant role in the breakdown of family trust, and I think any suggestion that they're secretly exchanging birthday wishes belongs more in the realm of wishful thinking than a reality.
The first humiliation arrived before Meghan could control the story. The official royal pages remained completely quiet. Her name was nowhere. Her face was nowhere. The institution behind the title she continues to use gave her absolutely nothing. Some royal experts immediately pointed to protocol. Meghan is not a working royal. Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lily have not been included in the palace's regular public birthday tributes for years.
This birthday, this 45th birthday, has turned into an absolute disaster for Meghan Markle.
Under that explanation, the silence was not personal. It was simply policy. But policy does not make the message look any warmer. Meghan still appears publicly as the Duchess of Sussex. The title follows her into interviews, television projects, business launches, and promotional appearances. She is still married to the king's younger son. Archie and Lily are still a prince and princess. Yet when her 45th birthday arrived, the royal institution treated her like somebody with no public role in its world.
Don't you think there's something quite sad about the fact 45 years old, you know, that is, I'm 43. You should be very content at that age, very happy about where you're at with life, very confident in your friendship groups and your career. And Meghan had the opportunity for all of that. And actually what we're seeing today is just a trickle. No one really wants to acknowledge this. No one really wants to celebrate her. She's probably going to end up having to celebrate herself.
Before we continue, I want to mention something really quick. Organizing your family's important information is one of those things most of us know we should do, but we keep putting it off. That's exactly why there's the Family Vault. It gives you one place to organize your important documents, insurance, medical information, passwords, and more, so everything is easy to find when it's needed. You'll find the link in the description, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. That's all. Now, let's get back to today's story. That was the message the palace delivered without writing a single sentence. Meghan may still use the title. She cannot make the family behind it celebrate her. There was speculation that Charles could have sent something privately. A card, a gift, or a message passed through staff would not be impossible. He has often been described as the member of the family most open to maintaining some private connection with Harry. But even if a private greeting existed, it did nothing for the image Meghan was presenting to the public. A private card cannot place her photograph back on the royal accounts.
King Charles, though, I think he's a bit of a softie. I wouldn't be surprised if he sends a card. And
that card will end up on a Netflix documentary at some point.
Possibly.
It cannot create the appearance of reconciliation. It cannot produce a headline showing that the king publicly welcomed her back into the family. And Meghan could hardly display a private exchange without revealing that it was never intended for the public. so the only royal response people could actually see was nothing. A friendly message from William and Catherine appeared even less likely. After the interviews, the allegations, Harry's memoir, and years of attacks on palace life, the relationship no longer looks merely tense. It looks almost non-existent.
Meghan doesn't understand what it means to actually be royalty. She thinks it's like being an influencer and celebrity, and it's just not. And she degrades and demeans what it means to be royal by acting as crass as she does.
The idea of secret warm birthday wishes between the couples sounded more like wishful thinking than a believable family moment. The palace moved through the day without Meghan. Meghan answered by putting even more Meghan on the screen. First came the image of her jumping into a pool in a black swimsuit beside birthday balloons. It was energetic, polished, and designed to scream California freedom. Meghan thanked people for the birthday love and presented the photograph like a spontaneous moment of pure happiness.
It's like jumping into the pool, like, thank you for the birthday love. You have no clue if people love you, Meghan. You have no idea. You're just kind of jumping into the deep end of the pool and tanking it as your career is with a bunch of balloons as if you're a toddler. This just feels, especially for a royal, like just being in a swimsuit like this just feels so undignified.
Then came footage of her dancing through the enormous Montecito kitchen while the dogs wandered around. There was no formal portrait, no balcony, and no royal ceremony. The message was obvious. Life outside the monarchy was fun, warm, playful, and completely free. But viewers did not all see a woman simply enjoying her birthday. Many saw a woman recording herself enjoying her birthday, so the world would know she was enjoying her birthday.
Their desperate need to always seem to be out there and posting how wonderfully fun they are. You know, pictures of that, a clip of that, her jumping into a swimming pool, you know, that their life is just full of fun.
That difference changed everything. A television panel questioned why the kitchen dance needed to be shared at all. The clip was supposed to look effortless, but the camera turned it into evidence. Meghan and Harry have spent years trying to show that their private California life is happier and healthier than anything they left behind. The dance looked like another exhibit in that argument. Look how relaxed I am. Look how much fun we have. Look how little the royal family matters. But when happiness has to be filmed, edited, posted, and explained, people start wondering who the performance is meant to convince. The public, the palace, or Meghan herself.
But why do we need to see pictures of the Sussexes to this extent to commemorate her 45th birthday?
That was where the birthday fantasy began to crack. Every detail appeared to have a job. The balloons showed that Meghan was playful. The kitchen showed that she was comfortable. The dogs made the home feel warm. The flowers made her look natural. The dessert kept the business visible. Nothing was allowed to be only a birthday moment. Everything also had to support the Meghan Markle brand. And while Meghan showed viewers more and more, people became interested in what she was not showing. Where were the guests? Where was the crowded table? Where were the friends laughing in the background? Where was the noisy celebration that matched all the supposed birthday love?
Number one, people can't comment on your Instagram, so how do they know how do you know they're giving you birthday love? You're just anticipating that they're giving you birthday love.
Meghan smiled toward people outside the shot and moved through beautifully prepared spaces. But the actual party remained mostly invisible. The dogs received more screen time than the guests. Even her thank you message felt strangely early. Meghan thanked everyone for the love before viewers had seen much evidence of a real gathering. There was no group singing, no emotional toast, no surprise cake, and no room packed with people. There was a polished declaration that she was surrounded by love, followed by more content designed to prove it. The birthday stopped showing happiness and started selling the concept of happiness.
You know, the trip to Britain didn't go down well. He lost the court case, so they're having to find a way of regrouping. The one saving grace from these pictures is we haven't got any more pictures of the children from back views.
Yes.
Which again...
Then Meghan literally turned the celebration into a product demonstration. She released a video showing viewers how to make one of her favorite summer desserts. Vanilla ice cream was layered with as-ever raspberry spread, crushed shortbread, more raspberry spread, and flour sprinkles from the brand. Nearly every ingredient doubled as advertising. The message was clear. Celebrate like Meghan by buying Meghan's products and building Meghan's dessert. But another image created an embarrassing problem. Meghan later appeared holding a plain ice cream cone while her dog stood nearby. The elaborate sundae covered in jam and decorative sprinkles was nowhere to be seen.
She is trying to convince us that the best way to consume an ice cream sundae this summer is with her very unappetizing runny spread. Then to get the headlines, Meghan, of course, had to include some video, some imagery of her with her own dog, where guess what? She's eating an ice cream without the spread that she is trying to promote.
Online users immediately noticed the contradiction. Meghan had shown the audience how to bury ice cream beneath her branded ingredients, then appeared to choose a simple cone for herself. The promotion was supposed to make the products look irresistible. Instead, it left people asking why the founder did not seem to be eating the dessert she had just sold to everybody else. The recipe was mocked for another reason. It was hardly a culinary revelation. Raspberry spread, vanilla ice cream, crushed biscuits, and sprinkles were presented with the seriousness of a major lifestyle discovery. Meghan was putting jam on ice cream.
She never takes a bite. She can't eat her own product. That's too much. Check out my ring!
Yet the video treated every spoonful as though a new summer tradition had just been invented inside a Montecito mansion. At that point, the birthday was beginning to resemble a luxury shopping channel with balloons. Then, as ever, posted its own tribute to Meghan. The company celebrated its founder with nostalgic images and affectionate language, making Meghan's business the loudest official voice praising Meghan Markle. The entire thing formed a strange, closed circle. Meghan created the company. The company congratulated Meghan. Meghan's audience was then expected to receive that corporate tribute like spontaneous public affection. And beside the silence from the royal family, it looked even more awkward. The palace said nothing. William and Catherine said nothing publicly. The official royal pages offered no tribute. So the company selling raspberry spread and flour sprinkles stepped forward to provide the applause.
It doesn't look natural, it looks forced. It looks like she is trying on another look because the first look didn't capture the public's interest or attention. Like she's constantly cycling through different identities, trying to find one that sticks.
The institution connected to the Duchess title was silent. The lifestyle brand filled the empty space. The contrast could not have been clearer. Meghan had spent years insisting that she no longer needed royal approval, yet the absence of one simple palace post became the detail hanging over every balloon, every dance, and every branded spoonful she uploaded. But the birthday content still had another problem waiting for Meghan. A soft garden video quickly triggered accusations that she had copied influencer Nara Smith.
So you remember yesterday, Meghan posted this truly bizarre Instagram story.
Let's flip this. So we can make this.
Well, super sleuth Nancy Sidley is onto her, revealing this was a big fat copy.
Meghan moved through wildflowers, selected stems, clipped them, carried them inside, and arranged them into a bouquet. The clip was calm, slow, domestic, and carefully imperfect. It showed Meghan as a peaceful homemaker finding beauty in her own garden. Then viewers compared it with a previous Nara Smith video built around an extremely similar idea. Nara had shown flowers growing, selected her favorite blooms, taken them indoors, and arranged them while presenting an elegant domestic fantasy. Nobody owns wildflowers. Nobody owns bouquets. And no one can claim that arranging flowers is an original invention. The problem was the overall presentation.
Posted an almost identical video of wildflowers, and as Sidley pointed out, right on cue, Meghan Markle dropped what she described as the Temu version. And honestly, don't take my word for it. Don't take Nancy's word for it. Just watch Nara's near-identical video.
Bear held right after the last frost. We continued watering them for weeks. I never really thought that they would spread between. There's something so beautiful about wildflowers in a vase to me. Perfection, and instead just fall in love with the process every time.
Link, I mean, this is just undeniable, right?
The soft movement, the garden imagery, The carefully manufactured naturalness and the conversion of an ordinary household activity into polished lifestyle content all felt familiar. Within hours, Meghan's peaceful garden clip was being called the cheaper copy. That accusation landed harder because it did not arrive alone. Meghan has already been compared with Martha Stewart, Gwyneth Paltrow, Pamela Anderson, and other women who built recognizable lifestyle identities. Now, another piece of content was being measured against another creator's established aesthetic. The argument was no longer simply about flowers. It was about whether Meghan's latest personality looked like something assembled from other women's successful formulas.
First, it was Martha Stewart. Then it was Gwyneth Paltrow. Then it was Pamela Anderson. Now she's copying the social media trad wife Nara Smith. It may be her 45th birthday, Link, but I'm sorry, this is a major scandal. The woman doesn't have an original thought in her brain.
Instead of showing the world exactly who Meghan Markle was at 45, the birthday campaign started another debate about who she was trying to imitate. That was disastrous, because the entire rollout depended on authenticity. Meghan was inviting viewers into what was presented as her real life. Her kitchen, her garden, her dogs, her favorite dessert, her dancing, and her private celebration. But the dancing looked staged. The dessert looked like an advertisement. The company tribute looked self-generated. And the garden video looked familiar. So what part of the birthday was actually natural? The contrast between Meghan's old life and her current content made the collapse even sharper. She once rode through Windsor as enormous crowds watched a globally televised royal wedding. Cameras from around the world followed every detail.
But basically, when you're a sociopath, in my opinion, you're just an amalgamation and a reflection of everyone around you, right? She became what she thought Harry wanted, and she really tried to cosplay Princess Diana and win over Prince Harry. And now she's trying to act like she's a chef, and she's this Oprah, Martha Stewart, Mother Goop, Gwyneth Paltrow figure. None of it is really working.
She entered one of the most famous families on the planet, with an international platform few people could ever imagine. Now, the defining images around her 45th birthday were jam on ice cream, flower sprinkles, dogs in a kitchen, a pool jump, and a birthday tribute published by her own company. That does not mean Meghan has no money, audience, or influence. It means the scale of the spectacle has changed dramatically. She once stood at the center of a royal event watched around the world. Now she has to manufacture excitement around a dessert tutorial and a garden bouquet. That is the brutal comparison. The birthday rollout could not escape.
Meghan is copying, but hey, it's her birthday, guys. So let's let her make her crappy looking sundae. Let's let her keep selling her stupid jam and flower sprinkles. Good for you, Meghan. I'm going to support you today. Happy birthday, Meghan. So glad to have you here.
The palace created an empty space by ignoring the day publicly. Meghan attempted to fill it with a flood of content, but every new upload produced another question. Why did the kitchen dance need a camera? Why was the thank you posted before the public saw any real celebration? Why was Meghan's own company leading the praise? Why did a personal milestone turn into a jam advertisement? Why did the garden video look so similar to another influencer's work? The entire campaign was designed to show abundance. Instead, it highlighted absence. There was no public royal warmth, no visible reconciliation with William and Catherine, no official indication that the institution wanted Meghan back, no major party shown to the world.
And they talk about the famous privacy. Well, here they are. There seems to be filming stuff in their home, which you never see the Waleses do.
They live a very extraordinary kind of private life, as it were.
There was Meghan, her mansion, a camera, several branded products, and a stream of posts insisting that she had never been happier. And every extra attempt to prove the happiness made it feel less convincing. Then came the final comparison that swallowed the entire birthday. The pool photograph had been positioned as the defining image. Meghan wore a black swimsuit and launched herself into the water beside birthday balloons. It was bold, playful, glamorous, and perfect for social media. But online users soon placed it next to an older photograph of Princess Diana jumping into a swimming pool in a remarkably similar airborne pose.
It is Meghan Markle's birthday today, and the name of the game apparently is cosplay, as Meghan is once again cosplaying her mother-in-law, Princess Diana.
Suddenly, Meghan's birthday picture was no longer being discussed as Meghan's picture. It was being displayed beside Diana. The body angle looked familiar, the movement looked familiar, the poolside drama looked familiar. The balloons were different, but the central image was close enough to restart accusations of Diana cosplay. On its own, the similarity might have been dismissed as coincidence. Diana was photographed constantly, and two women jumping into pools can easily end up in similar positions.
There's some similarities here, of course. Similarities there as well. See some here. Actions here. And Meghan's an actress, so it's 100% believable that Meghan Markle would take the time to copy and look at Diana's kind of behavior and attempt to emulate it. Yeah, this, very similar. Obviously, the Northwestern t-shirt, having the Lady Dior bag, Meghan Markle's emblazed with DSSOS, Duchess of Sussex. Yes, that is the case.
Before we continue, one quick thing. One thing I've realized is that most families don't have their important information organized in one place. That's exactly why I recommend the Family Vault, a simple, printable, and fillable organizer where you can keep everything from important documents and insurance to medical information, passwords. You'll find the link in the description, or you can simply scan the QR code on your screen. Now let's get back to today's story. Meghan has also been compared with Diana so frequently that almost any outfit, pose, or accessory can become part of another online argument. But this picture did not appear on its own. It arrived after the Nora Smith comparison, after the staged kitchen dancing, after the branded ice cream, after the company tribute, and after the palace had refused to acknowledge Meghan's birthday publicly. By the time Diana entered the story, the photograph looked like the final piece of a much larger pattern. Meghan had spent the day trying to present a complete identity. The carefree California mother, the glamorous duchess, the playful wife, the peaceful homemaker, the successful founder, and the deeply loved public figure.
And of course, this has been talked about for years now. Meghan Markle's incessant need to copy other people, from Diana to the Princess of Wales to other celebrities like Pamela Anderson, Gwyneth Paltrow. Meghan Markle seems to lack one very key thing in the public's eye, and that is a defined identity. From her fashion to her personality to her interests, everything about Meghan seems to be a copy of somebody else.
Then the central photograph sent the conversation straight back to another woman. Royal News Network described the image as another attempt to recreate Diana rather than simply honor her. The argument was harsh but easy to understand. Meghan appears to want the affection and symbolism associated with Diana. Yet every visual comparison reminds the public that Meghan is not Diana. That was how the 45th birthday ended in the most humiliating way possible. The palace never needed to release a cruel statement. It did not need to attack Meghan or begin another public fight. It simply stayed silent and allowed Meghan's own content to collapse under its contradictions.
It's very stalkerish, and it's very much Meghan doesn't know who she wants to be, and she desperately, I think, wants to be as beloved as her mother-in-law. And she can't achieve that on her own. So what she does instead is she tries to copy her one for one. It's not an homage, it's basically a copy.
Meghan gave the public everything she could control. Balloons, dancing, dogs, flowers, dessert, raspberry spread, sprinkles, childhood images, a company tribute, and repeated proof that her life was filled with joy. Instead of saving the day, the flood exposed the performance. The celebration looked commercial rather than personal. The happiness looked produced rather than spontaneous. The garden video was accused of copying Nora Smith. The main birthday photograph was compared with Princess Diana, and the loudest public tribute came from Meghan's own brand. She tried to make the entire day revolve around Meghan Markle.
Meghan's favorite ice cream sundae. God, she's just so fake. She just can't be normal. This was done to show the engagement ring. It's gone, but she has huge diamond on the other hand. So she has so much. Look, good call, Sue. Look at that.
But after the royal family ignored her and the internet examined every carefully staged detail, the woman dominating the final conversation was Diana. Meghan wanted her 45th birthday to look like the beginning of a powerful new chapter. Instead, it became another reminder of the limits she cannot control. She can launch products. She can stage photographs. She can choreograph happiness. She can flood social media with proof that she is thriving. but she cannot force the royal family to publicly embrace her. And she still cannot escape the shadow of the woman she is repeatedly accused of copying.